We've seen media discourse go from things like, simple disagreements to now goddamn full-blown world internet wars. Like, everything was fine until, like, the uncivilized bullshit attacked. And now media discourse has gone to shit, and I'm here to talk about it. Why? Because nobody else fucking will. Also, if you want to, please subscribe and share this video if you want to, but hey, that's up to you.
Bye-bye, bitch.
This part of the video is going to be more of a rant compared to the other parts of the video where I bring up stuff like internet arguments I've had with people or just examining modern discourse about anything that people deem bad or good. If you like something, dislike something, or just find it okay, that's completely fine. What isn't fine though is over-exaggerating the fuck out of what you like or dislike. You see, here on the internet, people love to argue or just over-exaggerate shit, especially when it comes down to media discourse. I mean, for fuck's sakes, look at when the sequel trilogy was still relevant. Like, I left the theater like, oh wow, these movies aren't really that good, and I went on with my fucking life. Some of the people that actually, were a part of the discourse acted as if George Lucas at Disney just pissed on their dog's ashes. And then I remember when Dune came out, people were like fucking glazing up Dune. People were like, got over Dune. Like, you would think that these people are like English teachers and that Dune is Shakespeare. I almost became British there for a second. Fucking Shakespeare in it. What I'm basically saying is, like, I watched the movie Dune, and I thought it was a good movie, but I remember saying to myself after I watched it, I'm like, was that a good movie? Yes. Was it overrated as fuck? Yes. My point here is that people will love to over-exaggerate certain things and how bad a movie or show is, or over-exaggerate how good a movie or show is. And this brings me to my first point of the video, is that people love to over-exaggerate how good something is.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
See, if something is good nowadays, people don't just leave it at, oh, I thought it was a good movie, or I personally liked it. They just can't leave it at that. It needs to be their new hyperfixation on Twitter. It has to basically be their religion and the next big thing that they fucking adore and the greatest thing of all time to them. And if you dare criticize that thing, well then guess what? You're going to be harassed and you're going to have a ton of people going after you because of it. Like, for example, Matt Reeves' Batman. I liked that movie. I personally thought it was a good movie. And I remember criticizing the third act, and people got very fucking pissed at me when I did, because they're like, no, this is the greatest fucking thing of all time, brother. They're like, if you dare criticize my new hyperfixation on my quirkiness on Twitter, I swear to God, brother, I will send all whatever fucking Hulkamaniacs I have, and they're gonna run wild on you while you sleep. Like, maybe chill the fuck out. Like, I get it. The Batman, it was a pretty good movie in my opinion. But do I really need to shit on people because they criticized it? No, I don't have to. Unless your critique is like some genuine nitpick, like, Batman's ears are a bit too pointy in this one for me. Or some dumb comic Twitter opinion where it's like, well, the Riddler should have been bisexual in the movie and he should have worn brighter green. Like, unless it's some nitpick like that, then yeah, maybe you could criticize that person and maybe they deserve to get clowned on. But, somebody pointing out that the third act feels a bit rushed, or like the third act isn't really that good compared to the rest of the movie, especially when they offer valid criticisms, just going after them isn't really worth it. I don't care how quirky you are, maybe you shouldn't put your hyperfixation over shit in your life, maybe get a job. The point here is that no matter what, if something is good to some people, if you dare criticize it in the slightest, well then guess what? They're going to go after you because they're over-exaggerating how good this thing is, and you're like, oh, I liked it, but I didn't really like this part, and now they're after you. I mean, one account was so dedicated to meat writing and glazing the Batman to where people were literally making memes of him and being like, bro, did you just criticize the Batman? The next part is the over-exaggeration of the bad.
Intercontinental Miami. I mean the Inter-fucking-Continental!
This one is definitely the most toxic one of the fucking bunch, mainly because a lot of people just do a bunch of bullshit when they find something they don't Because for some reason we think that every piece of media should be flawless, but everything has fucking flaws, ourselves included as human beings. Despite what your average Gen Z brain-rotted, fucking brainlet has to say, not everything has to be, perfect. But for some reason, people just get bone-boiling levels of mad when they're like, oh wow, this fucking game or movie sucks! They do so much just to say so little. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you could tell these people barely even know how to act in a comment section, let alone in real life. Like, we get the thing that you don't like, you don't like it obviously, but do you really need to be a dick about it and take drastic measures just because you don't like it? The most recent examples I could think of this are the new Suicide Squad game, which, I've just brought that up every other video, and I feel like people are going to say, oh, well, you're meat writing this live service game? What? How fucking fucking dare you? Now hear me the fuck out, anal weed. I've never played this game, so I can't even give a fucking valid critique or just say anything on it because I haven't even played it. And plus, have you not looked around the discourse of this game? I literally have a clip of a YouTuber saying that these people who work at Sweet Baby Inc., which was a company that helped make the game beside Rocksteady, basically this one guy was like, oh well,
These people deserve to get fired and never touch an established universe ever again.
I mean, hell, Mudahar even decided to be like these people and just, decided to be like,
This game sucks, am I right, internet? This random fucking game I don't care about because it's from Ubisoft. This game sucks.
I mean, to be fair, it's a Ubisoft game, but acting like the Joker just because, oh wow, it's a Ubisoft game, I don't really like, come on, dude. Like, I get it, Ubisoft, bad company, they make terrible games, trust me, you played one Ubisoft game, you played them all. But just because they made one game you don't like, it doesn't really give you the right to just shit on people and hope that they lose their jobs or hope that these people just get fired and everything else. Like, if Clerks and Mallrats released nowadays, you would have people going on Clerks and then trying to burn Kevin Smith's house down like the angry mob in the Simpsons movie. I'd say Madam Web was pretty fucking bad when it comes down to its discourse, and look, I'm not going to watch it. It's a Sony Marvel movie, and I've been honest about me not liking those movies. They're only really there because one, Avi Arad is the fucking worst thing to happen to Spider-Man, not to mention the fact that, well, they have stuff with contracts, and also they want money, and even if they do lose a lot of money by making these movies, they know a Spider-Man movie is going to make up all that money that they lost. So at that point, they're just gonna get lazy and keep pushing these movies out. Like, if Sony was in charge of Mario, you would have a Bowser spinoff that would lead to nothing with Mario, and the main villain would just be a Dry Bones or some shit. But the reason I bring up Madam Web here is because even before this movie came out, there were a lot of conspiracy theories about this movie, ranging from a whole lot of dumb shit I don't even care to read. And people were even trying to push the narrative that Dakota Johnson really hated her movie by misconstruing interviews involving her and the movie for the press tour and whatever. And even fucking Simon Pegg himself, yes, Nick Angel himself, yes, Sean of the motherfucking dead himself, basically said, yeah, this is how modern movie discourse is, and it's stupid as shit. Plus, this movie has 3 women in it, and you know the basic rule on the internet, if there's women in anything, even if the whole fucking writing isn't even about women empowerment or whatever, then guess what? Yeah.
Fuck you, Pat! Whoa. Seriously, I'm sick of your shit. I come the whole way here, take time away from my family to come to do your stupid fucking show. And you're gonna continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me!
Whoa!
Fuck you, Pat! Fuck you!
No, fuck you. Get out of here.
Piece of shit!
How it was back then was oh, I like this movie, I don't like this movie, and they just move on with life and maybe argue on a forum and that's it. Now it goes from that to
I hate this fucking game. This game fucking sucks. I was fucking made it, got to a fucking page, and these players are fucking know how to do this. Today I got hooked into a fucking takeover, man. That's what I fucking hope they do, because they make this fucking game right.
And sometimes the stuff they claim is bad is actually okay. I remember people using, oh, this game, it's a game that you'd get on sale. They use that as an insult for the Suicide Squad game, and I'm that just means a game used to be decent back in the day. What people think mid is a 3 out of 10, but the way they use it, they just use it to describe shit that's a 6 or a 7 out of 10. This is what happens when you combine slang with, oh, look at me, I'm a hater, that's a personality trait, look at how quirky I am. God, I fucking hate those people. And sadly, it's contributed to shit like this. It's sad that we've just erased the concept of neutrality. I mean, hell, you have people in real life that look pretty decent, but people just call them fucking ugly for some reason. Or you got a mog and looks match, and you gotta be like a fucking monster. We've just killed the concept of average or decent or, okay or neutral. We've just completely just erased that concept, and it's shown in media discourse. It's gone to hell when people call something that would have been decent back then or, something that's above average today, they just call it shit. People nowadays, when it comes down to media, is oh, it has to be the best thing ever since sliced bread, or it has to be World War II levels of bad, and they fucking hate it. I have yet to see people say, oh, this thing is okay, or this thing is decent in this day and age. Everyone just has to assume, oh wow, this thing is good, or this thing sucks. This is what happens when you thrive off of film Twitter, video essayists, and high expectations. Fuck all that. All you really need to do with brain rot people and radicalize them is give them a bunch of video essayists, film Twitter, and boom, there you go. I feel like the 2020s have radicalized people beyond belief, and nothing is more proof than like modern media discourse now, because this shit never happened even in like 2017, 18, or 19. Like, I've only really seen this shit in the 2020s, and it's like, wow. Before I head to the final point of this video, I just want to say this. You know, things could be decent and okay. You know, they could be decent, they could be okay. It doesn't always have to be a black and white mindset. Maybe have a little bit of gray in there.
I don't give a fuck.
It's a shame that modern media discourse has just become less and less civil with each passing project, no matter what it is. It pretty much makes entire groups of people look bad, and also some of these people take it way too far and put people's lives in jeopardy or in danger because, oh wow, you made a movie or show or game I didn't like. Fuck you. I didn't like The Last Jedi, but would I put Rian Johnson in a reverse bear trap? Fuck no. Just say you don't like the movie or show, or oh, you like the movie or show, and just move on with your fucking life. That's what I do. Also, fuck Vizzy Pop and fuck Has Been Hotel. All my homies hate Vizzy Pop and Has Been Hotel.